You are listening to Claret and Blue, an Aston Villa podcast brought to you by Birmingham Live.
Deadline day, 11:25. First of all, have you enjoyed your day, Ash?
Long day.
Long day indeed.
Nearly there now. The lights are going off at Bollymore Heath.
The lights are still on at Podimore Heath.
The lights are definitely still on at Podimore Heath. I think this should be the new recording time, actually.
Do you think?
Yeah, rather than a Monday morning, but I think we should get beard up on a Friday night.
I think so.
Yeah.
Get on the
I
lash.
did think about getting some beers in when I came back into the office earlier. I was like, that'd be a nice surprise, but
What's that?
I didn't.
Probably Claret and Blue Nun or something, couldn't we? And get on the wine. What do you think?
Nice. Maybe we should do that. Maybe instead of doing it on a Monday morning, we should
I
just
think
do it on
people
a Saturday
think we
night.
do that anyway. I think people think I keep little vodka miniatures in my sock drawer.
Okay, right, on topic. This is going to be a rambly one. I don't know. This is hopefully not going to be very long because it's late, but deadline day, 2 through the door today. 1 through the door today.
What day is
Oh
it?
no, what's going
What
on?
day is it, yeah?
Baston.
Borja, Baston.
Borja, Baston. Baston Villa, you called it earlier.
Baston Villa.
What do we
Brilliant,
know
isn't
about
it?
this guy? Does anybody know anything about this man?
According to loads of Swansea, massive flop apparently. Which,
Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
well done.
but-
Well, that's that podcast done then. Thank you very much. Thanks
No,
for tuning
but I
And
mean,
according to the Villa website, he looks just like Samata. So,
in. We've all had a long
With
day.
the wrong- yeah,
To be
yeah.
fair to him, we've all had a long day.
yeah,
We
you
all
can
make
forgive that
mistakes.
actually. Obviously, they put the wrong picture up of
Yeah.
him on the website, but it's late, isn't it?
Yeah, fair.
You know.
Yeah.
but as for him, yeah,
Yeah.
My head's gone,
like
mate.
that.
Enthusiasm buzzing through.
I've been in here about 14
Go on then,
hours
Ash.
at this point.
You've been speaking to our friends in Wales to try and get a bit of a lowdown on Baston.
He's the club record signing for Swansea, 16 million back in 2016. Just 1 goal in the Premier League when he signed there. Last 2 seasons previous to this one, he's out on loan at Alaves and Malaga. Did all right. Come back, started the season on fire, scored against the Blues,
Whee.
which we like.
Nice.
And 5 goals in 9 games. Swansea fans are thinking, where's he been all our life? Why hasn't he done this before? And in true fashion, he hasn't got a goal since September. And his confidence is on the floor. And he's that bad that Swansea ripped up his contract and said, have him? With the Swansea fans saying we'll drop him there and stuff like that. But
It's all promising signs.
listen, he's a free transfer for me. It's a no risk for Villa. He's going to be back up, isn't he? Samata's the main man. Keenan Davis on fine form. And this Baston, he's going to be cover when we need it.
I suppose if you're comparing him to Jonathan Codger, who couldn't get a minute anyway, I assume Baston's on less wages than Codger. As a guess.
Doesn't matter, but Smith had never liked Codger.
Yeah.
That's a fact, isn't it? So
if Baston is at least willing to fight for the shirt,
Well, he's going to come with a point to prove, isn't he? You know,
Yeah.
the bar, from what Ash has said,
Bring yourself
from what
forward.
Ash has said, the bar's been set pretty low. Do you know what I mean? So we were saying this, weren't we, before that over, you know, the beginning of the month, Villa managed to kind of, you know, eke out a victory and a couple of points with no striker, without a centre forward at all.
Exactly.
And okay, I'm not saying the 3 strikers they've currently got in terms of Samata, Keenan Davis, and now Baston are going to be kind of sending shivers down the spines of Premier League centre halves. But Villa need to get some strikers in. They need to get some centre forwards into the football club. We know that the spending spree came last summer, which has left them really tight against those kind of pesky FFP rules. So we've got, like Ash says, we've got to give the bloke give the bloke a clean slate and see what he can do.
Yeah, everyone was crying out, wasn't there, for a deadline day signing, and we've got one, and now we're all going, oh no, that's not the right deadline day signing. Like, come on, he's another player, isn't he?
it's one of them, isn't it?
We'll give him our support.
Just doing up my house at the moment, and I've got the polyfiller gun out. I'm going around all the sockets and stuff. The plastering's missing. It reminds me of the Villa in January. It's patch up work.
Yeah,
So
nice.
like, the McGinn's injured, so we'll patch him up with drink water for now. Wesley's out. We'll get Samata in.
Yeah.
Codger's gone. We get Baston in.
Yeah, fair.
Heaton's out. Get Rainer in. It's just a little bit of patchwork. We've got the stars on the show. Grealish is still there, isn't he? And
Yeah.
What you like at the old DIY?
getting there now. I was useless to start with, but I'm getting there now. I'm a dab hand down. I had the blind man come round the other day.
The blind man.
Oh, the he fitted our blinds. He's not literally
I
blind.
thought you meant the bloke who scouted Baston there.
And he was complimenting my painting, so I thought, I'm getting quite good at this.
Is that because he was
He was
blind?
blind, yeah.
Yeah,
I've
okay.
set myself up there, haven't I? But, mate, Maybe calling the blind because if it had blinds, but
This podcast is a joke.
it's like, yeah.
It's a joke.
Anyway, Villa patched up what they needed to.
Yeah, nice analogy. We got there in the end.
Yeah.
The transfer window as a whole then for January, there's 4 signings. You said we need a goalkeeper, we got one. We needed a midfielder, we got one. We needed a striker, we got 2. How are we feeling if we had to rate January out of 10?
On Twitter, it's gone from 1 to some have gone for an 8 amongst the fans, so it's really mixed bag.
Yeah.
For me, I'm going to go 6.5.
Okay.
For me,
So just above average.
just above average, I think. Because January's so hard to buy, let alone get what you want. So clubs, it's a seller's market. Is January because the parent clubs they hold all the aces, don't they? And beggars can't be choosers. Villa did all right in the end. They got a Premier League winner, they got a World Cup winner in, they got a Champions League forward in. Sounds good. They got Louis Barry in, which is a good signing.
Good shout. Yeah, I forgot about
making
him.
it
You're an agent, mate. The way you're.
Agent, yeah. It's making it sound really good.
We've signed a striker from Barcelona.
It's not to love, but they've done what they needed to do. Okay, it's not the best, but later on in the deadline as well, we've seen reports from Sky suggesting Ugallo was offered to Villa yesterday. Mm-hmm. So Ugallo's going to Man U. We see.
Trying to move that one.
Which just shows to me that Villa aren't panicking no more. They could have gone, we'll have him yesterday. Next thing you know, he's on a 2-year contract on $100,000 a week, and Villa have done that in the past to players, haven't they?
Yeah.
So that
And you kind of
struck home.
You end up regretting those things for the next 2 or 3 years.
And what Baston's on a short-term contract for free. No, can't lose.
10, 15,000 or something.
It doesn't matter.
We're kind of stuck deep in hypothetical territory, aren't we?
We are.
You know, I'd
Yes,
probably
yeah.
give it a 5 out of 10. Slap bang down the middle, splinters at the backside. But it's so difficult to judge. If you go back to, I can't even remember what year it was. What year did we go down?
2016.
Yeah.
You could go back to the previous summer's transfer window then, when it was Idrissa Gueye, it was Traore, it was Richards, it was Lescott, so on, Armavi, and that was hailed as a brilliant transfer window. And we all know that over time, many of those players, with the exception of Jolie Lescott and Mika Richards, have gone on to prove themselves to be very good players. It was just the wrong time for Villa.
Yeah.
But you don't know, do you? We've seen Drinkwater play make a couple of appearances. We've seen Rayner play twice.
Yeah.
So far, so good, though.
Yeah. We've seen a little glimpse of Samatta.
An hour.
You can't judge, can you? You can't. Be interesting to dig this out. I mean, I'm sure nobody else wants to listen to it right now, let alone in 6 months' time. But it'd be interesting to dig this back out in June and say, well, how does that transfer window rate now?
Yeah.
Let's hope it's nearer to a 10 than a 0 for Aston Villa's Premier League future's sake.
I saw a tweet earlier from Danny, and I immediately said, I'm nicking this for the podcast, so I'll give her credit. She says, Baston might have been 4th choice at Swansea, but I also remember a recent signing who was also 4th choice, but is now an absolute brick wall and plays for England.
Tyrone Mings.
Yeah.
Ah.
So a nice positive spin that just because you're out of favourite one club doesn't mean that you are a disaster.
One man's meat is another man's poison.
Exactly. Yeah.
Although Kieran did say outside that we all kind of knew that Tyrone Mings was probably a decent player. A lot of people think that Baston probably isn't a decent player, so maybe there's not quite a comparison. But we're going with it. It's late at night. I'm happy.
I mean, I just wonder if Michu's phone was turned off.
We're stuck in 2012.
That's it, yeah. Or Wilfred Bonner. You could have tried for these two first, could you?
Exactly.
But
But so rating out of 10, you say 5. You say 6.5.
6.5.
Yeah, I'll go 6 then. Just go. Why not?
it's
Give me something, Matt. I can see a thought.
I just think
I can see something whirring.
Villa's January transfer plans on, I don't know, when Dean Smith and Christian Purslow were kind of linking hands and doing the old Lang Syne at midnight on December the 31st, are probably going to be a lot different to the evening of January the 1st, when they've lost the goalkeeper with a season-ending injury and they've lost the centre forward with a season-ending injury. So it's almost probably looking at that list, which probably was a blank piece of paper because they didn't need to do much at all.
Yeah.
Possibly we still think they bought a striker in regardless. They've had to, John McGinn's been crocked, hasn't he, over the Christmas period?
Yeah.
When was the McGinn injury?
21st
Southampton, was it?
December, something like that, yeah.
So it's all had to change rather quickly, but that just doesn't mean that they can invent £20 million out the air. They can invent an extra kind of 50 grand on the wage bill here and there. So they've had to operate within the framework that they've got.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's one of those mixed ones because there's such a good vibe about the players. They scored 2 last-minute winners in the last 2 Tuesdays.
It's not over that, by the way.
So I don't think, just because the kind of, the Sky Sports razzmatazz of transfer window hasn't delivered us the shiny new toys that we wanted, I don't think that should diminish, the feel-good factor. We're going to Wembley next month.
Yeah, I like it.
Do you know what I mean? So I tend to get more excitement about what happens on the football pitch than, Jim White kind of losing his mind. do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course I do.
We all love the excitement and drama of transfer deadline day. But even if you'd assigned, I don't know, a team of World Cup winners, somebody has said, well, hang on a minute, that World Cup winner's not as good as that World Cup winner that has gone to Accrington Stanley instead. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
proof's in the pudding, isn't it?
I mean, also the whole day today has been fairly quiet all over the shop, hasn't it? I think if we'd have panic bought and say we'd have signed Benteke for 50, I hope not, 15 million, people would also on the other foot be going, I'm not sure about that either. So you can't win, can you? It's a difficult position for the club to be in, to know that we kind of need players, but we can't attract the superstars because of where we are and what the market is, but also needing to do a bit better than scraping the barrel completely. And we've kind of found a middle ground that Pepe Reina looks like a great signing. Drinkwater's got potential. Samatta has potential. And Baston's a bit of an unknown that maybe he'll score 5 or 6. Maybe we'll never see him again.
Yeah, we spoke about the January 16 transfer window, didn't we, on a previous podcast?
Yeah.
Remy Gard was let down. Well, yeah, I'm just trying to bring. I feel like I'm on late night radio now. I've got to have my soft dulcet tones.
People listen to this at like 12:30, like just falling asleep.
Here's a shout out for Doreen and Darren, who are celebrating their 25th wedding anniversary.
Listening to the Claret and Blue podcast.
What was I saying?
You losers.
What was I saying? So Remy Gard,
yes.
They did absolutely nothing. They didn't act at all in that transfer window. They've tried to do something this time. Let's just hope they've got it right.
Yeah. What else can I offer at this point? I can't say yes, we've signed everything we needed, and I can't be downbeat about it either. I'm just kind of in the middle of got to wait and see, and also very tired.
And they've acted, haven't they? Which is better than previous windows. So they've gone about the work. They've tried, and what more can you do?
Who did we sign last January? Obviously Mings.
Tom Carroll.
Tom Carroll, yes.
Tom Carroll,
was
though.
Yeah. How good was it?
Well, that's it. I mean, Kalinic came in, didn't he, with a kind of fanfare, and then just kind of trudged out
Island,
quietly.
Did we get a quirky announcement for Baston? Did we get that?
Nice welcome Borja, which is quite
straight down the road. I like it,
Which I think is
the way to go.
Yeah. Like you don't need to give it the Simon Dawkins build-up there.
Ryan Bennett got a very flashy intro video for signing for Leicester today.
What did they do? I've not seen that.
It's just like him like posing in the kit, and it's all like fast cuts and like jazzy music, and it's like if there's ever a signing that probably doesn't warrant an announcement video like that, it's probably Ryan Bennett to Leicester. But there you go. Bit off topic there.
I've got nothing to say, mate. I want to go home. Are we done?
You were like, let's do a bonus podcast, and we're struggling to even.
How many minutes are we in?
13 minutes.
13 minutes.
I mean, we're never going to hit an hour, but we said about 15, so we're not miles away.
Yeah, you got a bit of filler. Got a bit of polyfiller to
What about the pizza we had for today? Should we talk about that for a bit? Nice pizza.
Kind of loads. I ate too much.
Yeah, I've got stomachache now. I feel a little bit uncomfortable.
When's this going out? Now,
yeah. This will be out now.
Oh, well, in that case, let's. You're down to Bournemouth tomorrow, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, let's talk about that. Bournemouth tomorrow. We might as well do a little preview.
Bournemouth tomorrow, so Villa win tomorrow.
3 points nailed on for me.
Hopefully, yeah. They can go 5 points ahead of Bournemouth, which might be massive.
Yeah, massive game.
It's got to avoid defeat for me.
Just avoid defeat.
Yeah. Bournemouth go above us, won't they?
Keep them in it. Mings have won to prove a point as well.
Yes, good shout.
Funny story about Mings, actually. Just going to be in tomorrow's paper. He got a right hammering after all the dressing room for singing all his. When he was on the pitch, he got mobbed.
Yeah.
He was singing his own song, wasn't he? He's there, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
And he was doing it as well. Apparently, Smith said all the lads have hammered him for it.
Mad.
And he likes taking his top off too much, apparently. But he's getting pelters from Villa at the moment. But yeah.
The thing is, when you got a body like me and Mings, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we were actually trying to see if Samatta had done his initiation video, but it's not dropped, has it?
I sent someone a message and said, if you see it, can you send it to me? And nothing so far, so must not have happened. I just got a picture of him singing Samagol dancing around the hotel.
same.
Just going for it.
So
You'll know when it happens, mate, because there'll be a kind of a big electricity blackout in Tanzania when they'll all go mad for it. Did you see the scenes the other night?
I was just thinking, by the way, I wonder what all our new Tanzanian subscribers are thinking watching this podcast. I'm just falling out of my chair at this point. Thinking, who are these guys?
Did you see him watching the match? The big crowds, if it was like Glastonbury.
Wasn't it like 4 million or something? I saw somebody say somewhere.
Don't know.
That sounds mental, by the way. That can't be right.
4 million what in the same field?
In the country, not in the same field.
I thought because I saw him in watching it on a big screen.
Yeah, I saw that. But it was something like 4 million views.
God, you'd love the catering contract for that, wouldn't you?
For the country.
Wouldn't want to queue for the loo, though, would you?
I was going to say, the toilet queues would be ridiculous. 4 million in a field. Come on. Oh, dear. Yeah, so Bournemouth, get us back on top with cash. Bournemouth.
Samatta, Premier League debut. He's going to score tomorrow.
Wow. Bold.
We've not asked you about him because we had a little natter about him the other day.
Get that on Twitter.
What was your first impression?
First impressions, his first touch, he actually pinned Johnny Evans back.
Yeah.
And he's slight, isn't he? He's so slight. Look at acrobats kind of stature about him. Going off topic again, I know. So I thought, he was springy in his step as well and all this, but obviously he tired after an hour, didn't he? He played his boxing day.
Yeah, we said that, didn't we?
Keenan Davies come on and arguably did more than him, to be fair. So a couple of shouts for Davies to start tomorrow. I'd ease him back in.
Start on both.
Start on both.
Start on both.
I don't think that's going to happen, do you?
Attack.
Jack behind the two up front.
He'll stick with the same.
Yeah, he will. But I'll
Stick.
just throwing it out there.
I had a thought.
Go for it. I saw that.
Light bulb moment.
I've had one as
The
well.
light bulb's still on.
Oh my God, two thoughts in the same podcast.
I think we need to go on a wide farewell to James Chester.
Yes,
Yeah,
as well.
Don't
okay,
we?
yes, yeah, good point. Yeah, totally forgot about that. Villa legend.
It's difficult, isn't it? I mean, what?
I mean, this is a whole podcast. The whole.
I was going to say what
legend,
constitutes a legend. Yeah,
that is a podcast topic. We'll do that next week.
I just think he's a kind of. I like players who aren't nutters. I like players who are nutters as well, but I just think Villa can be a bit of a basket case of a club at times. But I think he's come in and conducted himself professionally throughout. I think he's the kind of bloke that you like to be associated with your club. We know that he's kind of put his body on the line during what I think I described today as the great centre half shortage of 2018-19.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm just so. In hindsight now, I'm so glad that Villa got him involved at Wembley.
Yeah,
got him to lift that trophy with Jack.
Yeah,
because
was that Jack's idea? Do we know?
I'm not sure. But I just thought it was a nice touch.
By the way, you know that picture we talked about the other day with Jack holding the trophy? It wasn't Jack.
How did you know it wasn't Jack?
Somebody told me it was 1994 because the kit was the sponsor
Asics
from '94.
Well,
So
I've tried to.
Kevin, not Jack.
I've tried to check it out with.
You're talking to them.
I've tried to check it out with Jack's dad, and I sent him a message the night saying, "Is that just checking? Is that
After we'd already done it.
Is that Jack or is it Kevin?" And he just texted me back saying, "It's the gifted one." I thought,
Kevin,
where am I supposed to go with that? I think I put something. Well, they both take after the dad, so they're both gifted. Just blanked me then.
Yeah, somebody said it was '94, but I don't care. I'm sticking with it. We said it. It's done.
Well, listen, Grealish got their eyes on that trophy.
Yeah, that's enough, isn't it?
So, listen, I don't care if Kevin Grealish. I don't care if Jack does a James Chester and gets him and Kevin to lift it at the same time.
Yeah,
Kevin sounds more Welsh than James Chester, doesn't he?
Yeah, going back to James Chester. Yeah, I think the whole legend thing is definitely a podcast subject for another point. Maybe we'll get some viewpoints from fans in. I'd say hero, if there's a difference.
There is a difference between hero and legend, isn't there?
Putting his body on the line is unreal commitment to the cause.
Yeah.
There's a point where it's kind of like he might even have to retire, kind of thing, let alone play regularly again. So the fact that he's got a chance of getting to Euro 2020, playing regularly for Stoke, helping them out, going there and giving them a bit of bit of leadership, then yeah, I'm all for it. Go and play Chelsea, go and show him what you got, mate.
Yeah, he's probably watched that tonight. And
he'll be tuned into this going, I'm pumped up for Stoke now, I'm going for it, mate.
I don't mean watching this. I mean watching the Stoke game tonight.
He's talking about my
he's probably watched the Stoke game and thought, I might get a game here. Might get the lights have just gone off out there.
Oh, mate, it's so late, 11:45. What are we doing?
Ash wrote a piece, answered some questions for the Stoke Sentinel, and I've asked just the titles earlier.
Yeah,
and I think he summed it up really well. I think just describe, what are the chances?
It's so surprised that he summed it up quite well.
Just describe him as an elegant footballer. He's just quite easy on the eye.
Rolls Royce, isn't it?
James
Keeps
Chester
going around at the moment.
Yeah, he is, but he's
Jack said that.
very kind of smooth movement about him.
He is, yeah.
But can do all the nasty stuff as well.
Favourite moment? Ches's favourite moment? Putting you on the spot. I can think of one, but
What was the game where he scored a goal and he
And
gave it the
cleared
big
off
kind
on
of
the
Christ the Redeemer?
Wolves.
Was it
That's
Wolves?
what I was thinking of, yeah.
Just because it was
Wolves.
he's such a modest bloke to give
was
it that
Wolves,
And then he's like, yes, mate.
to
The
give it.
former.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To give
That's
it
what, I
the
was
Yeah,
think-
well.
that's what I was thinking of. And then he
give it
scored
the
again
big
and he did the same celebration against Wigan, maybe, I want to say.
He scored at Borough as well, I think. But
Scored a couple of decent and important goals for us as well for centre-back. Good goals record for centre-back. There was a couple of clearances off the line as well, but I can't think of the specific game. There was a great one, but I can't remember who it was against.
If you think he had a decent partnership with Nathan Baker in the first year, and then he had
Baker,
a decent
where's he now?
had a decent partnership with John Terry in the second year. And actually, I understand why John Terry was given the captain's armband, but that must have been a real kind of not blow to the ego, but just James Chester had not put a foot wrong as captain during the first year. But I think even he's grown up and mature enough to know that John Terry comes in is this kind of this thing that this football that everybody should aspire to, raising the standards in the dressing room, and he just got on with it, didn't he, Chester?
Do we know who Stoke captain is, by the way? Is it a kind of a long-standing player, or is it just kind of somebody they've signed recently?
Butland's had it a couple of times, but pass.
I won't be surprised if Chester goes there and starts playing and just becomes captain immediately, to be honest.
I don't know.
What's the long-term future for Chester then? Because his contract's up in the summer, isn't it? So is this kind of...
Yeah, well, this is a
the last of
farewell
him
from
now?
Aston Villa, isn't it? Unless
Goes down
his
low.
body creaks and he comes back for rehab or whatever. I hope he gets a lot of games and kind of puts himself in the shop window.
Well, yeah, because if he plays a lot of games for Stoke, does well, impresses at Euro 2020, you're going to have a Premier League club come knocking on you for a one-year deal.
Do you think? Yeah,
Do you not think?
No.
He's not done it in the Prem, has he?
No.
Yeah, but somebody gets promoted. And
But
they
Hulk
go,
didn't
"I
help get
fancy-"
promoted and not play him, and then sent him and he signed for West Brom.
Albion, yeah.
Yeah, but they
And then
just
West Brom
under-
didn't play him.
Yeah, but
Pulis
that
didn't play.
Pulis played
that was
him at
their
full-back
mistake. We know how
occasionally.
good of a player he is. Maybe not now with his injuries, but that was their mistake not
It's
to play.
up to him, isn't it? He owes Villa nothing. Villa owe him everything for what he did. And he'll get to Stoke, play a few games. I'm sure O'Neill there will give him reassurances on that.
Yeah,
And then he'll take the pick in the summer, the best option for him and his family. So
yeah.
it's up to him in the summer. He'll have loads of clubs in it, maybe.
I
MLS.
don't think he'll play in the Premier League.
No.
I don't think the Premier League club will come in for him, but I do think that he'll become. I wouldn't bet against him going somewhere and winning promotion from the Championship.
Yeah.
and being sold to a Championship club again.
Yeah. Oh well. Is that the end? I want to go home, man. I've been here so long. First deadline day done. Not as exciting as you think. Not as glamorous as you might think.
Is it Tanzania or Tanzania?
Tanzania.
Tanzania.
Yeah, I said Tanzania once.
Because
No, like you said that wrong.
we've got a lot of Tanzanians.
Tanzanians.
We've got a lot of Tanzanians who are hanging on our every word now. I don't know whether we should give them more.
Nah.
Start learning Swahili.
What are we going to talk about? You're talking right now. You want to keep going?
Nah, actually, I'm not. I just want. What time is it, Ash?
It's 10 to 12.
Do you think we're going to get anywhere for last orders or not? Do you reckon?
Don't know.
Cheeky beer.
Yeah.
Got to get this podcast out first, so it's going to be another 20 odd minutes.
Oh yeah, let's get it done. Not all. Thanks. Yeah, great transfer window. See you later today.
See you later, guys.
It leaves a good review on iTunes.
Yeah, reviews on iTunes. I mean, if you're not blown away by this outstanding episode, then I don't know what you're expecting to be.
Yeah, Dan got battered by somebody the other day for his lack of knowledge. So
I'll prove that.
in the interest of boosting Dan Rolinson's Rolinson or Rolinson?
It's Rolinson, mate.
In the interest of boosting Dan Rolinson's self-esteem, leave something nice, please.
Yes, please.
We done?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
mate.
Happy deadline day all. No.
Good luck at Bournemouth, mate.
Thank you for listening to Claret and Blue, an Aston Villa podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, then please let us know. We love hearing your feedback. We'll be back soon with another episode. Until then, up the Villa.